What's with a twist? No sweat, no sweat. Legends come through on the guest list. Get it, T-City, Minnesota, like that lace. Green Bay, that's all I gotta say. Yeah, let's go with the Wolves, you know we don't play. We get wild every single day. We got our flaws, but we love our saints. Twist Nation, going like our page. Twist Nation.
What up, what up, what up?
Quarantine edition, episode 17 of Twist, the week in sports talk.
Yes.
What's up, fellas?
Not much. I'm just loving this from the comforts of my own home. We're just spreading the word. Stay home.
In the remote studios of Green Bay Greg. This is not how my living room usually looks. I just took all of my bedding off my kid's bed.
There you go.
I don't believe it for 1 second. So we are competing with two other shows on the RTF Sports Network for the show of the month. So make sure all of you viewers and listeners out there go to rtfsportsnetwork.com. Vote for your favorite show every single day. What should they do, Matt? Should they smash that?
Yeah, smash it. Drive me nuts like this cat right now. Oh my God. That's my life, guys. You know, 2 cats, no kids. You dig? That's it.
So we don't have any interviews set up for today. It's just the 3 of us. So this whole show is brought to you by Bricks Boatworks, your trusted local source for marine repair.
Bricks.
Let's get right into the show, fellas. Matt, let's hit it away with some headlines, huh?
Beautiful. Sounds like a plan. So we got some good headlines for you this week. Let's start out with the first and foremost. The best news I've heard in a while. The NFL draft to be held as scheduled. The NFL draft will go on as scheduled April 23rd through the 25th. Commissioner Roger Goodell said in a league-wide memo distributed Thursday. In his memo, what's that?
Distributed.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks, Greg. Way to interrupt. Yeah. He wrote in the memo, public discussion of issues related to the draft serves no useful purpose and is grounds for disciplinary action. So that's interesting. Number 2, MLB and MLBPA agree on a deal for stoppage. The players push to receive a full year of service time, which counts days towards free agency, arbitration, and pension, even in the event of a canceled season. Basically, what I heard is if there is no MLB season this year, they will earn up to $300,000 for not even playing. But if the MLB season does start, every check that they've gotten before this season has begun is to be returned.
Okay.
So that's good to know. Number 3, it's hits home with the coronavirus. Karl Anthony Towns announces mother is in critical condition due to COVID-19. Towns announced in a video early Wednesday morning that his mother, Jacqueline Cruz, is in a medically induced coma and on a ventilator after being diagnosed with COVID-19. The disease caused by the novel coronavirus. His father, Karl, is also under quarantine, and the close-knit family is clinging to hope that Jacqueline will recover and return to her role as the exuberant, colorful center of the unit. So that's hard-pressed. Our thoughts go out to Cat and his family. That's what it's all about. Just to see him in that video and the emotions he was showing, being vulnerable and things like that. I mean, yeah, that's a tough situation. So hashtag stay home. Those are my 3 headlines for the week, guys. So that's what I got.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, time to get learned, everybody.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Today in history. March 28th. In 1845, Paris is sacked by Viking raiders, probably under Ragnar Lodbrok, who collects a huge ransom in exchange for leaving. Did you hear that, Greg?
Whatever.
1799, New York State abolishes slavery. Good job, New York. 1866, the first ambulance goes into service. Hear a lot of them around here. 1885, U.S. Salvation Army officially organizes. That was just the start. Salvation Army, then Goodwill, all that good stuff. Griff?
Mike's hot spots. There.
Yeah. In 1891, the first World Weightlifting Championship won by Edward Lawrence in London, England.
Edward Benz.
Yeah. 1933, the first SEC men's basketball tournament. Kentucky beats Mississippi State 46-27. They were just learning how to play basketball, so that's why the score was very low.
Blue Bloods.
1957, Greg was actually involved in this one. First national curling championship was held.
People might not know this about me, but I am a professional curler.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Amateur.
1963, the AFL's New York Titans become the New York Jets.
Ooh.
1972, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain plays his last pro basketball game. 1975, the Washington Capitals win their first game on the road after their 37th straight road loss. Wow. Whew.
Yeah.
1991, Mike Tyson admits paternity to Kimberly Scarborough's son. So he decided he wanted to be a dad. Good for you, Mike. Now this is interesting because of the times we're in. In 2009, the first cases of H1N1 swine flu pandemic in the United States occurred in 2 people in California. 2013, Pope Francis becomes the first pope to wash the feet of a woman in the Maundy Thursday service. Sexist bastard. 2014, 2 cases of Ebola are reported in Liberia among people who have traveled to Guinea. So this is weird. So all these pandemics are really starting around the same time. All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Vince Vaughn.
Vince.
You motorboating son of a bitch, you.
Watch Rudy this morning.
He's 49 today. So happy birthday, Vinny. And also, Lady Gaga turns 33 today. So
good for her.
Happy birthday.
Class
Okay.
act.
Like the
What, Greg?
when Pope Francis washed the feet of that woman, that's a sign against sexism. It's showing that he is actually giving respect to a woman. So it's the previous people who wouldn't do that are the sexists.
Appreciate your comment there, Greg. On to the next.
Just to
Good
clarify.
job, Mike. I learned something. I'm
Yeah,
glad
thank
Greg got
you.
hung up on that one thing. So that's good. I think that we have a game this week.
We do. And
Nice.
for all of you out there, this is not a new one. This is Who Am I? You guys ready?
I'm ready. Bring it.
You know so this one's for Greg. Greg, your name is your buzzer.
Correct.
You can't buzz in as Ben's.
Nope.
I will give him the points.
Let's run it.
So you will notice there is a theme to Who Am I this week? Quarantine edition.
Is it people who've been diagnosed with COVID-19?
What's the theme?
Yeah.
You'll get the theme as we roll through the questions.
Poor shit.
Who am I? I was an astronaut. I had a best friend named Wilson.
Correct. Tom Hanks.
Ding, ding, ding.
Of course, Greg already knows the theme. That's holy.
I guessed.
Whatever. Greg.
I was hijacked by Somali pirates. I landed a plane on the Hudson River. I was a shrimp boat captain.
Did I get it?
Nope.
Why? On to the next
All right.
one.
Question number 1 goes to GBG. Question number 2. I was a golf caddy. I fought aliens more than once. I was a
Correct.
super. Yes.
Will Smith.
2-0. I slept in a bathroom with my son, and I am a bad boy.
Matt, Will Smith.
Oh my God.
Did I get it?
Is there a mute?
No, there is. I can mute you.
Question number 3. Greg is up 2-0. I was a sports agent. I
Correct.
raced cars.
Tom Cruise.
You know, Greg, I'm going to ask you
I wish I got the corona right now.
to at least let me get some 3.
God.
Apparently, I started with the easy ones. I was a pilot. I was a secret agent. I was a samurai. I owned a bar. I
Matt,
drank blood.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. I got it.
I'm going to tell you right now, Matt, you might have a chance to redeem yourself. So hold
I
tight.
doubt it. Just go to the next one.
Question number 4. I've been to North Korea. I interviewed Step Brothers. I'm a rent-a-cop.
Correct.
Matt.
Greg,
Seth Rogen.
4-0 GBG.
Oh.
This is bogus. This is
Put up the
not
one-
making me feel any better about social distancing right now.
Put up the
All right.
one right now. Put up the one right now where TJ just said I'm an animal.
So,
Greg.
Bill, we're not right next to each other, okay? We're not 6 feet apart on the screen, but we're in different cities, Bill, okay?
Yeah, he's giving us the props. He's giving us
Good.
props.
We're social distancing the hell out of this virus, okay?
We're running it right now.
Question number 5. I'm going to read a little quicker. I was a pilot. I was a gangster. I coached football. My son's
Correct.
name was Jesus.
Denzel Washington.
Ding, ding, ding. Wow, Matt, wake up.
And Jesus was played by Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth.
I don't even want to hear it, Greg.
Matt, I think it's time for you to twist up.
I'm sipping that sweet tea right now.
Jeez. All right. 5-0, Greg. This is a first right here. Unbelievable.
Go on to the next one.
Question number 6. I was an intern. I love the Eagles. I was a boxer.
The old man. Oh God, he was in. What the hell's his name?
I've been a gangster a few times.
Yeah, he was in the movie you watched last night.
I drove a cab. I was a dirty grandpa. My son is a real fucker.
Yeah, what the hell's his name? I got it at intern.
Robert De Niro.
That's
Matt.
it. Damn it.
Let's go.
Put him on the board.
Oh, I feel so much better now. Oh,
Finally, it took me every single question.
I was worried about the goose egg. That's all that matters. Next.
I was a gangster. I wore a top hat. I've been a cartoon. I was a drug addict. I spent a lot of time on ships. I was a narc. I was a drug dealer. My mom was very large. I had scissors for hands.
Matt,
Johnny Depp.
did he get it?
He did.
Whatever.
That was close, but I got to stay fair. The score for everybody watching and listening is 6-1. What is that? High stepping, Greg?
High school.
Question number 8. My wife went missing. I coached basketball.
Greg.
Greg.
Ben Affleck.
Wow. Yes.
I'm good. I'm totally good. F you, Greg. F you. What are you doing now?
I'm live on the tweet. You can follow me at Twist Host Mike.
Stay focused, B. Let's go. Is that
I'm
it?
live on the Twitter machine for anybody wanting to just watch me and not these two clowns.
At me. Twist Benz. Run it.
Twist Host Mike.
Twist GBG.
Yeah.
Last question.
Somebody go follow him.
Last question.
Yeah.
I was bipolar. I was a music star. My gal, she left me for a crasher. I killed people with my sniper. Matt.
Bradley Cooper. Boo! Do.
Was he in Silver Linings Playbook? Was he bipolar?
Correct.
I thought okay.
Pretty sure his girl was bipolar, but that's all right. I'll take the clue. It's all right. It's all right.
So the score of Who Am I was 7-2.
Good job, Greg.
That was an ass whooping.
We do. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Yeah.
First time ever in the game history that we're rolling over points to a new rapid fire Who Am I edition game.
Right now? Right now?
Right now.
All right, run it. Go.
Rapid fire Who Am I? Again, there's going to be a theme of this game. Rapid fire Who Am I?
What is
How
it,
you
Greg?
doing?
Greg.
Oh
Shit.
How you doing? Matt.
Friends.
Who am I?
Oh. Keep going.
How you doing?
Matt LeBlanc.
Okay. I'm going to give it's Joey from Friends. We'll give it to Matt.
Yeah,
Why?
that's right. That's
I
a
got his
beautiful
real
thing.
name.
I don't want his, nobody knows Matt LeBlanc from Friends. It's Joey. How you doing?
Obviously, I did. So the nobody comment doesn't make. But now,
Next one. This is rapid fire. Let's go.
Wait a second. Do we have to say their
Question
real
number
name or
2.
I love it.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Dope.
Greg, Homer Simpson.
Come on, Matt.
Whatever.
I'm whooping your ass.
Hate the game, not the playa. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Hank Moody.
Matt. What?
Hank Moody.
Okay.
So is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Booby Miles.
Nope. Californication. Great show.
Whatever.
So I know Cardboard Benz is watching from the studio, so he just got on the board.
Cardboard.
He's almost tied with
Now
Matt.
I'm cardboard. Here we go.
It's going to be legendary.
Matt.
Are you picking Netflix shows that only you watch?
It's going to be legendary. I think Matt's cheating watching the comments right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Well, okay.
3, 2, 1.
It's from How I Met Your Mother.
It is. Barney Stinson, Point Benz.
Not Point Benz. He can't just name the show.
You can name the show.
Oh, God.
See, even look at TJ out here. Oh,
TJ's now following me on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's good. At least somebody's following you. Jeez.
Question number 5. Rapid fire. Who am I?
Fire it.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
Matt. What, dude?
Quit looking at your phone.
I'm not. My hands are right here.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you want.
Why can I not? I know who it is.
He's a man's man.
How much time are you going to give him?
What do you mean? You can go, Greg.
I have no idea. This is probably some Netflix show that only the two of you guys watch.
Oh, it's from Parks and Recreation, but I can't think of dude's name.
His name is Ron Swanson.
Yeah. God.
He's the best. He's the best guy behind maybe Michael Scott and ever.
I know.
Point Benz.
You keep giving him points just for getting the TV show right.
I love it.
You're
I
not
love
getting
I
the
actually
TV
get
show
the
right.
character's real name right. Okay, fine.
Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Matt LeBlanc. I'm making him a T-shirt. Matt LeBlanc. He's getting worked up.
I'm not getting worked up. I'm kicking
it's
your ass.
okay, Greg.
Are you ready?
Next.
Oh my God, they killed Kenny.
Greg.
Greg,
Anyone that's South Park.
there you go.
You bastards!
Matt,
Good job, Greg.
how did you not get South Park or The Simpsons?
I don't watch South Park or The Simpsons.
Okay.
Not my thing. I'm a young buck. Remember that.
South Park and The Simpsons are still on.
Yeah.
I know. Not my cup of tea.
Question number 7.
What's the score?
7-2, 7-3, 8-3, 8-4, 8-5, 9-5.
9-5. That's
With
reasonable.
with 4 questions to go, you got to run it, Matt.
I got to run the table. Hold on.
Might make you look smarter. It doesn't make you smarter.
Let's go.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Greg. Michael Scott.
How do I not? I'm not sharp right now. I'm just
You're
off.
not.
Matt was sheltered. That's right. Look at this. I was not John. You know my father. I was not sheltered.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not
What?
that there's anything wrong with that.
Give me a second.
What the flip?
Oh, Greg. Isn't that when they from Seinfeld?
Correct. Marsha.
Greg, Brady Bunch. I'm named after the Brady Bunch kids.
Matt, Full House. Yeah, that's right.
Great job, fellas.
I lost,
I'm
but I'm
just impressed that Mike was able to do the whole thing on the screen because you were backwards before we started
I love it.
recording.
Yeah. Good shit.
All right. Well, that brings us. Congratulations, GBG. That was a double game carryover win, so that was big.
You know,
Good job.
it's bull crap because while I'm out there bringing bread to the people, Greg's at home watching Jeopardy. It's not fair.
Twice a day.
Well, you know what, Matt? Since you're so edgy right now, why don't you start us off with your rant?
Beautiful. I'd love to. Let me get it up on the screen here. The little banner ski.
You need a teleprompter?
Boom. There it is. Sports rant. So I'm kind of upset on just an article. An article I read got me upset. The article was from Sports Illustrated, and it had to do with the draft staying on the day that it's supposed to be on, or days that it's supposed to be on. And the author of the article continued to bash the NFL, stating that it's only about the money. Once again, money prevails. They're not doing what's right, for the greater good of the human race, yada, yada, yada. Bull crap. The draft should be on the date that it's supposed to be on. I need this. I know countless people that need this. And when I say this, I mean any kind of sports relativity that's not reruns of bowling and curling for Greg and things of that nature. I need some freaking something to talk about, not on a daily basis, not just for the podcast. I need it. I need sports. And for some guy from Sports Illustrated to try to make NFL look bad, yeah, it is a business. Yeah, it's got to keep going. And plus, if you can have a draft where you're not endangering the fans and the players, why wouldn't you do that? Like, we need to start moving forward, and I get it's kind of held back. It is held back. You can't just rush forward. I understand that. But this is something that you can do, and I believe that the NFL is making the best choice. So, boom.
I like that rant because everyone's in the same boat. Everyone has the same restrictions. So, I like your rant.
Thank you.
Well, Greg, fire away.
Matt, why don't you mute Mike for a second?
Yeah, what's up with, well, hey, first and foremost, before you go on your rant, is Mike Malone your burner account, Greg, or what?
That's my boy.
Is that your burner
That's my
account?
boy dog.
Mike's
my boy
got
Mad Dog.
Greg's got a burner account. That's what it is. I get it now. All right, go ahead, Greg.
That's my boy Mad Dog. All right.
Mad Dog.
So
Dog.
my rant is in relation to what we're all dealing with. We're all dealing with quarantine, isolation. So we're all looking to each other. The other day, the three of us were on a FaceTime, and Mike mentioned that he was going to get some movies. Mentioned that one of the movies he was going to get was The Joker. Well, I just happened to say, hey, I just watched that movie. Great movie. Okay. So Friday night, last night, Mike says, going to watch The Joker. I'm excited for him. I like the movie. 9:00 at night, Mike texts me and says, you didn't tell me the damn thing was 3 hours. Like it's my responsibility to tell you how long a movie is. For those
It is.
Apparently, it was Mike's job to cure Corona, and I took that hour of his life away from him. What the hell else did you have to do?
Okay, Greg. Well, good rant. I'm glad that you got that out of your system.
First off, GBG, Ozark got released yesterday, so I got plenty of binge watching to do. In 3 hours, that's 3 episodes of the Zark. Okay, so as a friend, I would think, first off, I'm never gonna take your advice on movies ever again because it was slow and it sucked.
You didn't like it, huh?
I didn't like it.
Let's elaborate on that a little bit. Yeah, it is a slower movie, huh? And now you can see why I told you that I like The Dark Knight more. And I know it's like the prequel, it's not associated with any of the Dark Knight films. I understand that. But also just from a Joker standpoint, it was slow. It was. So, yeah, I agree with you. That's what I told you.
About the only thing I liked about it is how they stayed true to the Batman philosophy and lined it up for all the different Batmans. But it could have taken, 3 minutes, not 3 hours to tell me that. So,
and by the way, the Joker I grew up with was Jack Nicholson, not Cesar Romero from 1964.
I thought the Joker you grew up with was on a deck of cards. I didn't even know they had Batman back then. There you go, Mike. Finally, something that we agree on there, Malone. Thanks, dog.
All
right, is that your rant?
Mine? Yeah.
Mike.
Oh, Mike still got a rant. Mike was just ranting on my rant.
I was rebuttaling.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead.
So my rant has to do with
the Vike Queens?
Yep. So this offseason, they've pretty much proven to us that they don't even know how to rebuild. Right. They really can't do anything correctly. So we've gotten rid of Linval Joseph, roads are open, Xavier, Trey Waynes, Mackenzie Alexander, J-Ron Curse, Stefan Diggs, Josh Klein. Am I missing anybody?
They got rid of the whole boat.
Well, it doesn't look like Everson's coming back now.
Everson's gone. So, yeah, you're right there. So we got rid of offensive linemen, defensive linemen, cornerbacks. So then we franchised Anthony Harris, who from the sound of it, we're looking to trade. So basically you get rid of your whole team, but then you sign your quarterback to a big deal. So just for all you out there who want to rebuild a team, you get rid of your quarterback. You don't rebuild around everybody else. You just throw in the fucking towel. This is just, they can't even rebuild a team right. We've gotten rid of all the pieces. They either have to draft 100% out of the park. Greg, is your hair blonde or is that the yellow from the, it almost looks red a little bit. Or is that just your,
Greg's been taking
your
advantage
face?
of all these cheap flights. Greg's actually been down in Key West for the last week, taking advantage of this cheap travel.
I lightened. A little quarantine lightened look.
Yeah, I like that rant, Mike. I mean, they say that it's not a rebuild. It's more of a restructuring, a reloading. That's what they're trying to pass it off as. That's tough, man. I mean, they say, that a lot of talk is going into Dalvin right now and, trying to get him structured. But it's like, why? Like, why are you trying to put dollars in places where dollars don't need to be placed in? That's the toughest part as a Viking fan. But then again, I'm the guy that likes Kirk, so that's tough, So I'm one of the few that liked that decision. So it's tough. I hope they know what they're doing. I mean, last year was kind of like this in a way, just because they were making all these crazy moves that we didn't think we had money for. We thought that we paid Kirk, so therefore we didn't have enough money to pay other people. So they surprise me every year. So let's see what they can do, but it's a bummer. I think, let me look right now. I'm on the site here. It looks like currently we have 11.3 million available in cap currently. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
The new NFL builds their teams around rookie salaried quarterbacks, and they put their money everywhere else. You don't put your money into 30-year-old, unless you're Tom Brady or Drew Brees or Brett Favre when the Vikings got him. Sure. You draft a solid quarterback and you build around him off of his cheap rookie contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one team that should be investing a lot of money in a running back, and that's the Panthers. And it looks like that's what the Vikings are doing, is they're trying to save money because they're afraid that Dalvin Cook's going to hold out.
The trouble with the Panthers is they don't have anybody else behind CMC. With the Vikings, we drafted well, so we don't have to pay Dalvin. We just don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, good rants, boys. I liked that. That was awesome. So now we are going to move on. We got a twist topic. So, Mike, you want to go over the first topic?
So the Raiders weren't happy to see Jalen Hurts perform very well. Before the Raiders reportedly agreed to terms with Marcus Mariota, they looked into Tom Brady and they loved what they saw with Jalen Hurts. So with his combine, he basically went from a 4th round to a 2nd round prospect, and they don't have any 2nd round picks. So the Raiders would have to probably trade back into the 2nd round to go after him. Obviously, I don't want to see that happen because regardless, I want the Vikes to go get my boy.
Sure.
Do you think Jalen Hurts would be a good fit in Oakland? Las Vegas?
I think based on what they're doing right now is if Mariota wins out the starting job over Derek Carr, I think that you can then sit Jalen Hurts for the first, 4-6 games of the season. Let Jalen Hurts learn under a system that Mariota would be running that's similar to what he would be running, and then you can just move him in. So I think that the Raiders would be probably one of the better teams that he could fit into, especially with John Gruden.
Yeah, that's tough. I know Gruden's always been talking about how he wants his guy, and I get it. If you saw Hard Knocks last year, he really tried to mold Carr into his guy. He had talked back when he was working for the 4-letter network. He had talked a lot about, Derek Carr coming up into the pros, and if you saw any of his videos when he was breaking down Carr in college, he loved him, but now to see him with what he's got, you kind of realize that that's definitely a ceiling of Carr where he's at right now. You don't really see him getting any better. He's already peaked. So the Mariota thing is definitely interesting. I think he could be better. I think it was really circumstantial. But that's tough too, because then you think this is Vegas, man. You need a Vegas type dude to be the face of your franchise. And that isn't Mariota. And that isn't Carr. You need a freaking dude that's got some juice, and that's tough. They talked about Jameis or Cam. Well, now you're getting cluttery, just like with Chicago. If they were to go grab Jameis or Cam, it's cluttery. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do take a rookie. But then again, there's always next year, I guess.
I don't think it's a matter of taking a rookie. I think it's a matter of Jalen or nothing for the Raiders.
I like it.
That'd be interesting.
Twist topic número 2. Cowboys DN Randy Gregory files for reinstatement. He was suspended indefinitely February of last year for the substance abuse policy. So now with the new CBA, and you can toke that pot, should they just automatically let him back in?
No.
Why, Greg?
Because he failed the drug test when the drug test said that was the rule and that was the punishment. Keep in mind that it's in the CBA, which stands for collective bargaining agreement for some of the people out there. It doesn't mean that the NFL endorses the use of marijuana. All it means is they're no longer checking for it. So if you walked into an NFL locker room and you had a bag of dope on you, you're still going to get arrested for possession. They're just not checking for it anymore.
But you can come in gladly with a pill bottle full of fucking oxys and have those jingling in your pocket, and they won't care. And that's the thing about it that I feel like is that, yes, of course you let this dude back in because the NFL was constantly – and I get it, I get it that it was a form of pain management. I understand that. Now, if you're abusing it, which they are as well, that's a whole nother ballgame. But, he was smoking pot. Why should he not be reinstated? If that was the reasoning behind it, and this would have happened in today's day and age, he wouldn't be.
But it didn't happen in today's day and age. Back in the day, the speed limit used to be 60. There was a day when it went up to 65. If you got pulled over for speeding by going 61, you got a ticket. The next day, if they raise the speed limit, you don't get off the ticket. You broke the rule when the rule was in place.
Right, and he served his suspension, though, Greg. That's what I'm saying.
If they deem that he can come back because he served enough, then I'll agree with that. But you can't bring him back just because the rule changed.
Why?
Here's the thing, guys. So once a player is already like Josh Gordon, whatever. They still have a care plan. They're still a part of this, treatment plan for the NFL. So you do bring them back because still under the CBA, he's under this care plan. And if he missed tests or fails tests, he can still be suspended. Right. So you just give him a short leash and, allow him to hang himself.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, he served his punishment when there was a punishment to be served because of the rules that were in place. Now the rules have changes, so it's time for the league to adapt. That's all I'm saying. I get where you're coming from, though, Greg. I really do. But,
Twist topic numero tres. Emmanuel Sanders can become the first player in
you got it.
Can become first to play in Super Bowls for 4 different franchises. Is he the luckiest player ever? So Super Bowl XLV with the Steelers, he lost. Super Bowl 50 with the Broncos, he won. And then last year with the Niners, he lost. Now he's heading to the Saints, who obviously have a good team and a good chance of making that Super Bowl. I mean, he's a good player, but is he probably the luckiest player ever?
Yeah. First of all, the little inside joke, Mike Malone putting on there 60, 55. His football number was 55, so he wants the speed limit everywhere to be 55. Okay, the question is he the luckiest player? If he is, he deserves it. If anyone from my work is listening right now, turn it to mute. I listen to sports in the background all day when I'm working from home. Every show has interviewed Emmanuel Sanders, and you cannot find a better guy. So is he the luckiest player? I think he's the most opportunistic. He found the right place. He signed in short-term deals for places that need a number 2 receiver, and he goes to the best team. Probably takes a little bit less money, but he goes to a team that gives him a chance. He's opportunistic. Is he lucky too? I think he's smart.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's lucky. I think he makes his own luck. That's the big thing that I agree with, like Greg was saying. He just knows his value. That's another thing. That's a big thing with veterans nowadays is you can really pick your poison. I mean, there are some great teams that just need that next little oomph to get there. And he's been lucky enough to indulge in that. So good for him.
All right. Good job, fellas. Twist topic numero cuatro. Melvin Gordon recently signed with the Broncos, which just created an even bigger logjam for carries. Was this the right move for Gordon with the Broncos since they already have Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman?
I think it's the only undrafted Wisconsin running back up. Go ahead.
Did you just take a picture of yourself with Flash, Greg?
No, I don't know why
I just saw Flash.
I saw that too.
I saw that the W, the Wisconsin W.
Undrafted
even though
Wisconsin W.
Even though he's from Wisconsin, went to Wisconsin. I think Melvin Gordon went to the place that was going to give him the most money, and I don't think he really cares that he's not going to get a lion's share of the carries because of Lindsay. Maybe he's trying to stretch his legs out a little longer, maybe add another year or two to his career. I don't think it was the best move for him. Probably the most amount of money though.
Bell cow. You heard it. He's going to be the bell cow. They're going to run it through him until he gets hurt, and they're going to add some years to Lindsay. That's exactly what they're doing to do if he even remains on the team through this year, because Melvin is exactly what they want. Philip has proven that he can do it, but he's never been able to do it for a full season. Last year wasn't a hit. Melvin's going to stampede through that division.
No, he's not.
He's been in that division.
Exactly.
Philip Lindsay's going to be used the exact same as Austin Eckler. So it's going to be a shared
sources.
Yeah, no. Wasn't a good move. Could have gone somewhere better.
Oh, just wait till Cam slips in there, dude, and it's Cam and Melvin just ripping it up in the Mile High.
We'll get your opinion. We'll get your opinion on that next.
Woo!
Twist topic number 5. Local guy Trey Day Jones declares for the NBA draft.
Yeah.
He was the ACC 2020 Player of the Year. He averaged 16.2 points, 6 assists, 4 boards, and 1.8 steals. You guys think he's better than his brother? And are you happy he's finally coming out?
I think that he should strive to be the same as his brother. I am happy he's coming out. I think he is, between him and Winston, the best point guard. And I think his body frame is a little better adapt to the NBA than Winston. So I think it's a great decision. Obviously, Coach K, any player that gets coached by Coach K, their draft stock goes all the way through the roof because he makes you NBA ready, just like Calipari, just like Izzo. Teams like that breed you and get you ready for the NBA. So, yeah, I think it's a great decision, and wish him all the best.
I think being the younger brother, he's been able to watch his brother. So, yeah, I think he's going to be better. I think that is the right time. Honestly, I think it has to do with the environment we're living in. He doesn't have any more season left. They don't know what's going to happen, going forward. So why not declare? They're still going to have a draft. The NFL is showing us that. So why not just get involved in the draft, start working with your new team, whatever that might be. But yeah, good for him.
Yep.
I think regardless of Corona or not, he was coming out this year. He was projected as a late first round, early second, even last year. So the fact that he came out this year has nothing to do with Corona Gate.
Probably just bored.
So like Ben's talked about in the headlines, the NFL draft is moving forward.
Yeah.
Are you guys happy with this decision? Matt, we already know you are. Greg?
I love it. And for similar reasons that Matt said, we just, sports fans need something to cling to. I mean, back, in the 80s, this is how it was done, and I think that you're giving everyone a month. Well, I mean, you're giving them a month's notice, but really it's not like people are meeting in war rooms every day right now. Get on Zoom, get on the app that we're on right now, whatever it is, get together, do your homework. This is where you're going to find out which GMs, which talent scouts are actually the best. But they're all on the same page, which is all that matters.
we need something to watch. So yeah, keep it going. You know, they're professionals. Figure it out. Draft your guys. No excuses. Let's go. Twist topic number 7. What are some good landing spots for some of the bigger free agents left on the market?
Yeah. Love this.
You want to go first?
Let's start with Cam Newton.
Cam, you guys already heard what I think. I mean, I think you'd be great in Denver. I like that. It's kind of the dual threat. But also it's tough, man. You know, there's not a lot of slots, and you think about all the rookies. But yeah, for just Cam, I'm gonna go Denver.
LA Chargers. I don't think that Tyrod's going to last all year, and I think that if Cam can even come in at a cheaper salary 1 year, you still got Keenan Allen to throw to. Take a 1-year contract, prove to everyone you're healthy, and sign the big one right after that.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. You got, not only do you got Keenan Allen, you got Big Mike Williams, you got Hunter Henry, you got Austin Eckler, who, come on, are you kidding me? He's basically a wide receiver. You know, he loves the screens. So, yeah, I had that one down for him as well. The only thing is I see so many similarities between Tyrod and Cam. I know that's difficult, but, yeah, I really do. So I don't see them reaching there. I think they just go grab Herbert. So.
And I had said that early on, Greg, that I liked Cam to the Chargers just for the mere fact that they have Tyrod Taylor. So as far as a system is in place, it really doesn't matter which quarterback you're filling in. But who I have is the Miami Dolphins. You know, I think immediately if you draft a Tua, you have him sit for at least a year, and you have Cam, be your starter for the next 2. Miami's not in a position that they were last year where they're tanking anymore. They've made some big moves this year, and I think they're really pushing for it. So are they a playoff team this year? No, but I think a 6, 7, 8 win team that you build on into next year. So you could still draft your quarterback of the future at 5 and have Cam be the placeholder for the next 2 seasons.
I get that. I was actually with our next guy here, Jameis Winston. That was who I was doing that with. So I would like Jameis to stay in Florida. He's got a lot of fans in Florida. I think that'd be great for him. And then he can kind of groom or let Tua groom him either way. I like that. So that's where I had Jameis going, was the Dolphins.
So Jameis was our next guy up. So Benz has got Jameis to the Dolphins. Greg, what about you?
I'll keep him in Florida, but I'll have him go to Jacksonville. I think that it's going to be easy to. That's the exact reason why, Matt. I think that if Jameis screws up, it's easy to pull the plug because you have a fan favorite in Gardner Minshew. And if Gardner Minshew does what he did last year, which is, have off games, you put Jameis in. It's a situation where you can kind of play the same way that a lot of college teams are doing, where it's just a hot man up for that week. No one's going to be married to either player.
So what I don't like about Jameis to the Dolphins, Matt, is Cam is 31.
Yep.
Jameis is 26? So he's too young to go be a placeholder for somebody, in his opinion. I do like Greg's deal with Jacksonville, but if I were Jameis, I'd want to go to a better team and a better franchise, and that's why I would go to Pittsburgh, and I would back up Roethlisberger for a year, learn the system, get kind of nurtured by the coaches. That way I'm being groomed for a position next year. So I got Jameis going to Pittsburgh.
That's a good fit.
Yep.
All right, next up, we got the Clowney, Jadeveon.
Okay, I think
that's favorite guy.
I think that with the amount of money he's demanding, the only place he's going to end up is back with Seattle. Where would I like to see him? If money wasn't an issue, I'd love him plugging up the middle in Green Bay. He's not a sacker, but he plugs the middle well. He stops the run. But I think, honestly, he's going to end up back in Seattle because no one's going to give him the money he wants.
So out of your $12.5 million in available cap, how much would you have to pay him, Greg?
I think you give. I mean, he wants 20. I think that you'd have to cut a couple of guys, and you'd have to maybe give him 12.
Yeah, I think the best scenario is he winds up back there. A team to look out for that does, I think they're second most in the league with cap space, is the New York Jets. They love their defensive guys. So I'd look for that as if one team comes out that's not Seattle, I look at the Jets.
Sure. I mean, if you look at top 5 teams right now with available cap, let's go down the list here really quick so we can put this in perspective. We got Cleveland Browns. They got 47 million. Houston Texans, 35 million. Jets, 34. Dolphins, 33. Lions, 30. So, I mean, out of those teams, I could see him going. I mean, he's a guy that you would think wants to be in a big market. So I like how you said the Giants. I'll just go out on a limb. I think you said the Jets?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I think he would stay in Seattle, but yeah, if he goes anywhere, I could see him going to the Jets as well. Anywhere out that way. Don't be surprised if he takes a cut though to play with a solid team that's got cap. So like the Colts, or even Buffalo as well. So those teams have got some caps and they're elite. So
100%, he will not take a pay cut. No,
even for a 1-year deal.
Nope.
Yeah, but there's a difference between pay cut and what the market deems you worth. He wants 20
Seattle
million.
deemed him at what, 19 million?
Oh yeah, that's when the Texans franchised him and then traded him, so they had to pay him that. That's why he's not getting paid that much. I think mark it down. 12 million is going to be what he gets paid this first year.
15 or more.
Well, that's still a pay cut then, Reeves.
Our boy, Everson Griffin. Where do you guys see him landing?
Somewhere in California. I think he's going back to Cali where he's from. I don't know who. I don't know if it's going to be the Chargers. I mean, obviously not the 49ers. They're doing just fine there. But I think he's going to end up back probably with the Chargers, I would say.
Ugh, I don't know, man. That is a tough one. What do you got, Reeves?
I got him going to the Browns, hooking back up with Stefanski. They do have Olivia Vernon and smash you with the helmet. But they got the money. You rotate them in. I know the Seahawks are hot on him too. They seem to like to go after our guys, and I think he'd be a good fit in Seattle. But I like what Stefanski's doing in Cleveland. I could see him in either spot.
See, that's tough for me as too. I think people Cleveland's got all the money, right? But he's not going to get paid a lot. I don't see him making a lot. I could see him going to Tampa Bay, just because they seem to love shopping in the discount bin. They love it. So that's just mine on Ev. I hope he finds some place where he feels at home because dude's out there. But yeah.
So the best cornerback left on the market is Logan Ryan, former Titans cornerback. And I'm going to start. The Vikings have to get him. They have to.
Wouldn't that be elite? That would make my anxiety go from here to here just by getting him. I don't think it'll happen though, unfortunately. I just don't see it. I see him going to the boys, unfortunately. I'll see him going to the America's team. So I got him going to the boys.
I agree with Mike. Where should he go? He's got to go to the Vikings. The Vikings need secondary help more than any other team in the NFL right now, based on all the moves that Mike was talking about, all the players they let go. So when it comes to where should he go, the best need, it is the Vikings. Where will he end up? I'm thinking in the NFC South. I'm thinking that he could end up maybe with the Saints. Now that the Saints are going to start really boosting their secondary, but where should he go? I agree with Mike, the Vikings.
Yeah, there's no way you can walk into the draft with no cornerbacks, besides Holton Hill, and just we're going to draft 3 guys and we're going to roll that way. I mean, Logan Ryan, he's not the biggest name ever, but he's the best available out there, and he automatically slides in as your number 1 cornerback.
Right. Yeah, I love it. I hope that happens very soon because I don't think he'll last another week. So that's just what I think. So.
All right. Well, good job on the topics, fellas. We're gonna do a little fantasy football to end the show on our way too early top 5 positional rankings. Let's start at quarterback.
QB. Greg, go
One
ahead.
through five.
1 through 5. My number 1 quarterback, Lamar Jackson. 2, we're going with Patty Mahomes. 3, I'm going with Drew Brees. Now that he's got that other weapon. Russell Wilson at 4, and a surprise at number 5. I'm going Phillip Rivers. You give him an offensive line, that man will tear apart defenses.
Holy cow, that's interesting. And you chewed my rankings apart.
Because
you put Phillip in your top 5. So, anyways, my QB rankings. We'll go Patty Mahomes number 1, Kyler Murray number 2 this year, Lamar Jackson number 3, Russell Wilson number 4, and Drew Brees last year peak. Here it goes down the hill. So number 5 for Drew. That's my top 5. You can check that out at TwistBenz on Twitter. Go ahead.
Yeah, please share it. He's desperate.
Yeah, share my polls too. Go vote, people. Get your lives together.
So my number 1 and 2 are the same as GBG. I got Lamar and then Patty. Number 3, which I'm surprised neither of you guys had, and I get he just lost a big weapon, but he still got those legs, and he still ended as the number 2 fantasy quarterback last year. And my number 3 is Deshaun Watson. My number 4, not as high as Ben's, but it is Kyler Murray with that addition of Deshaun's boy. He actually, surprisingly enough, finished 7th among fantasy quarterbacks last year. So it's not much of a reach to put him into the top 5. So he's my number 4. And since we're going old quarterbacks, the one you guys seem to forget about, my number 5 is TB12, who has 2 of the top 5 fantasy wide receiver in production from last year. So he was the number 12th ranked fantasy quarterback last year, and on a pass heavy offensive weapon, he will end up in that top 5 role. So those are the 3 of our top 5 way too early fantasy predictions at quarterback. Let's move on to the running back position. Matt, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'll start this time. So my running backs, first and foremost, you got Christian McCaffrey, number 1. Number 2, Eckler slides into number 2. And then we've got Derrick Henry, number 3, Chubb, number 4. And then number 5, you got Zeke, spoon-fed. So go ahead.
You or me?
Go for it. I'll start off the receivers.
All right. Christian McCaffrey, number 1 through 10. The Derrick Henry, number 2. I have Eckler at 3, Aaron Jones at 4, and Saquon Barkley at 5.
Saquon's top 5.
So we are unanimous at the number 1 position, run CMC.
Yeah.
My number 2 is going to be Saquon Barkley. I think as long as he stays healthy, he's one of the best backs in the league, and he is very young and very good. I can't believe either of you had Eckler in your not happening.
Primary back now.
He's the number 3.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook. How is he not in your top 5? He was the number.
He didn't play a full season. What do you mean?
Did he play a full season?
I don't even know
play a full season
this year.
Did he play a full season last year?
No,
I kind of missed a big game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He missed it.
Did he play a full season last year?
No.
And do you know what he was ranked?
I know that. I understand. I'm not saying that he's not elite, Mike.
You do.
I'm on your squad here, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I don't even know if he can be in my top 5 because I don't even know if he'll get a contract this year extension, give him the big money. And if he sits out, then my rankings fall apart. So he hasn't made my too early 5.
That's why it's called the way too early rankings. So Delvin is sitting at my number 3 position, which is where he sat last year in total value after missing time. Number 4,
Beautiful.
Derrick Henry. Number 5, spoon-fed Zeke.
Get it. Love
Get
it. I love it. All right, let's go on. Wide receivers. This is the one that Greg had a hard time with for me. So whatever, Greg, I'll explain some of them to you then. So number 5, Amari Cooper.
Start at 5. We've been starting everything at 1, but go ahead.
Bringing it down.
Let's bring it down. Amari Cooper, number 5. Number 4, Mike Thomas. Yeah, he's going to take a hit because you got Emmanuel Sanders. There you go. He's taking a hit. Then number 3, T.Y. Hilton. Like it. Phillip Rivers is going to love him. All right. Then you go down to Mike Evans. Mike was talking about it already. TB12. I don't see him going to Godwin as much. Winston really liked that long ball to Godwin. I see Mike Evans and being kind of like TB's Edelman. So I like that. And then number 1, I've got the Nook. That's his nickname, the Nook. That's why he's got that big mouth guard with the little baby thing on it. Nook.
We got it.
Yeah. So DeAndre Hopkins, Hop, put him at number 1. That's why Kyler's my.
All right, Greg, I'm going second here because I absolutely disagree with Matt.
Thank you.
And
Theme
I'll
of
get
the
to
day.
it here. I'm going to start at number 5. I guess we're going down for the last one.
I like that. Yeah.
And I'm going with the boy who got me a ring, Devontae Parker. He finished 8th in fantasy last year. Yeah, you heard it first.
What?
How is that? How is that a reach? He finished 8th. 8th.
I understand.
I moved him to 5.
Oh,
Yep.
keep going. I felt that in my
So he
glove.
climbed 3 spots from 8 to 5. Number 4, I'm going Mike Evans.
There you go. I like it.
And here's where we disagree. Number 3, I'm going Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is not the deep threat in Tampa Bay. It's Mike Evans.
So
Mike Evans is the deep threat. If anybody's going to be the Julian Edelman for Tom Brady, it is going to be Chris Godwin, not Mike Evans. Chris Godwin finished 2nd in fantasy last year to Mike Evans' 5th. So
Right.
both of them are sliding into my top 5, but Chris Godwin's going to have a huge year. And with Tom Brady in that age, he's not slinging them deep to Mike Evans all the time.
No.
So number 2
Yeah.
is your Nookie.
Yeah. I did it
You
all
know.
for the Nookie.
And forget what you heard. Michael Thomas set an NFL record last year in receptions. There's plenty to go around. You got to show me that he's not going to get the ball before I go against him as my number 1 receiver. He
Sure.
literally, what's his Twitter handle? Can't guard Mike, because
Can't guard
nobody
Mike.
can.
Sure.
He is the elite of the elite, and he is topping the charts at number 1 for me.
Love it.
All right. Number 5 for me, just because he still has the greatest quarterback of all time throwing in the ball, Devontae Adams.
The
Number
greatest
4.
quarterback of all time?
Right there. Right there.
He has 1 Super Bowl ring.
What are you talking about right now?
All right,
That's
Of
what
all
Greg
time?
sleeps. Greg
Of all
sleeps
time.
with him every night. He cuddles with him.
The best quarter. Just go to the next one. I don't want to get stuck on that.
DeAndre Hopkins, number 4. I'm going Tyreek Hill at number 3. Think that Patty Mahomes is going to throw the ball a little more. Mike Evans at number 2 for the reasons Mike said. I think he's going to be TB's go-to. And number 1, and this is why I think
That's not what I said.
That's what I said, Greg.
I'm
I
sorry.
said he was going to be his go-to.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Get your
Number
life
1,
together.
Michael Thomas. And I don't know how you have anyone else other than Michael Thomas at number 1.
Shake it up. Shake the tree. Shuffle the deck.
Well, fellas,
What do you think?
I think we're gonna call it quits.
Well, what are you guys going to do with the rest of your weekend here? Let's indulge on that. Let's give the fans what they want. What are you guys about to indulge in here? I know Mike's about to go into Ozark. Did you
Well,
return your
no,
movie
I'm
yet?
about to play some Madden first and foremost. I got to switch it up. You know, when we're quarantined in these places, I got to play a little Madden. I got to play a little NBA 2K. You know, I might get pissed that I just lost a game of basketball, so I might have to go shoot a fool in Call of Duty.
There
you
you
know.
go.
And then, you know, I might have to just turn on NHL because my creative player, Mike Reeves, he's leading the league in goals. So I got to feed him.
Yeah.
I got to feed him.
Yeah.
You know, so then in between some of the vids, you know, when my thumbs need a little ice,
Yeah.
you know, then I'm going to get that Ozark on,
There you go.
you know. So then I'm going to Ozark it. The trouble is, you know, the movie place I've been renting from that I have to go return that stupid Joker movie that GBG recommended. Well, they're closed on Sundays, so I can't I can't rent a new fresh movie tonight. I might have to drive further down the road. And don't worry, I'll be self-quarantining in my car, people. It'll be okay.
Social distancing.
It'll be okay. So I might have to go away from the Instaflix, return the Joker, head down to a Redbox, maybe see what they have available. So
there you go.
That's what I got lined up for today.
Greg?
Right now on the TV, there's a Jurassic Park marathon on. I'm going to be flipping through on YouTube TV, looking at different things that are on there. What I'm not going to be doing is playing video games because I'm not a loser.
Oh,
I'm not a 12-year-old.
Okay.
You grew up in the time before video games when you had to go put your penny in the arcade slot and play Asteroid.
They didn't even have that. Your game was kick the can back in the day, Greg. So I don't even want to
kick the can, capture the flag. We got out there. We were in the elements.
All Chief did, all Pops did was throw you a pack of Marb Reds, no filters, and a can and say, go play out in the yard. Get out of my hair. So what I'm going to do with the rest of my day is I'm going to finish All-American. If you guys haven't caught that.
I'm caught up.
I know
Get on
you
my
are.
level.
So that's what I'm going to do today and just relax. It's been a very long week for everybody involved. So that was it. Twist Nation, we appreciate you quarantining with us today. Make sure you smash the share button. Make sure you go to rtfsportsnetwork.com and vote for us this week. You can vote every day, so make sure you check periodically to see if you can drop another vote. So that's all we got.
All your devices too.
Greg,
cell phones, laptops.
Greg, message this to people. What if the competition's listening in? Greg, that's our little secret.
They are on RTF Sports Network too. We're going head to head, Greg. Come on now.
Yeah, Greg.
Episode 17. That's a wrap.
Peace.
Later.